Peace and power, family. I need y'all to help me bring awareness to this. This woman is missing. She done jumped ship after doing what she has done. And I want y'all to help me share this story and help me find her. Okay?
Grow quiet enough to hear the buzz of bees feed away, a mushroom hunter found a suitcase, and inside was the body of a young boy.
You realize that we are dealing with the death of a young man who was discovered Saturday evening. We had a news conference yesterday asking for the public's help so we could identify this child, and right now that is the number one point of this investigation.
A boy found dead in southern Indiana remains nameless. His story and the suitcase he was found in have gained national attention. Hundreds of tips submitted, and still no answers.
Why not release a rendering or what kind of clothes the child was wearing?
Right, and that's been discussed, but again, the main thing is if somebody knows of a black child who fits this description that's missing, they need to give the call. Having a picture shouldn't make somebody all of a sudden recall, oh, that child. If they know a black child who's missing.
But what if they wouldn't know the child is missing, but they could recognize the child?
Well, again, there's many different reasons, but sometimes, diagrams, drawings, sometimes those renderings can lead to misconceptions as well. So it can open up a Pandora's box of people saying, well, I thought it was this child, when possibly not. So at this time, they feel it's in the best interest of the case not to do that.
Police are also stating the boy's age. They believe he's 5 years old. Plus, they released the exact location where a mushroom hunter found the body.
The boy found just off their road.
I mean, in our little community, something dramatic, so sorry.
Freeze new details today about the case of the little boy's body found in a suitcase in rural Washington. And more importantly, the main suspects in the case, including his mother.
Help me find her.
There's not going to be.
Will y'all help me? Help me find this woman.
Lost.
I need help. Can you help me?
And try and help this little feller. And he promised me, and he came through that he would find who done this.
At this time, and that was found in the suitcase.
Brought him back to Georgia, could have helped him in whatever way he needed. For this to happen, it sort of blew your mind because, she seemed like she was a good mother.
This one's sick and sad, so brace yourself, family. As bad as it hurt me to talk about this story, being as if though the mother haven't been captured that's held responsible for this alleged incident, I gotta bring it to y'all attention. Now, we talking about a 5-year-old kid that was found in a suitcase in the woods in Indiana, where a mom allegedly making Facebook messages to other people only days before her son's demise, indicating that she feels as if though her son is 100 years old in a 5-year-old body. And then this mom had the nerve to write a priest, allegedly according to authorities, on the day that her son had came to her demise by her, saying that she's going to do a tell-on book and also a podcast to talk about it. But this one go for some time, family. This incident date back to 2021 in December all the way to now in November 2022. Now I made a timeline.
Ma'am, whatever podcast you make and whatever book you write, your proceeds are going to come to the prison that you're located in. I speak that upon you right now, wherever you are. May they find you. May you be highlighted in the wind. May everywhere you go, you be highlighted in the wind. We need to find this one.
For us, because this baby went for months without the public even knowing his name. So first, remember, family, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to jump right to it.
You see the family here. That's the name of the station I'm finding it at.
Now it's this lady that the mom been going with. She been apprehended, but the mom wasn't, as of yet. Now, they got the same small mindset with
the lady that the mom was going with has been arrested. Oh my God.
Same evil thoughts. The public haven't disclosed their relationship, but I just wanted y'all to keep that in mind. Within 6 months, the mom had been arrested for traffic violations, one speeding, and in danger for a minor because her kid was in the vehicle. But every time she would get arrested, she would come home and blame her son. The mother name is Dewan Anderson. She was released from jail in Kentucky on April 11, 2022, after her second arrest for traffic violation. The day she got out of prison, she tweeted the following: "Just got out of jail mission. Yes, had to do some healing and some K-word. The next day, she wrote a Catholic priest on social media writing the following. Good day, sir. I need to speak with you urgently. I have survived the death attacks from my 5-year-old. Throughout the 5 years he has been alive, I have been able to weaken his powers through our blood. I have his real name, and he is 100 years old. Need assistance. Just 2 days after that, on April 14, 2022, cell phones pinged near Holder Road in Indiana, and video shows the car. On April 15, 2022, the next day, Anderson posted about a demon in a child body. And this is the day the gruesome discovery had begun. The next day, on April 16, 2022, the body of Cario Jordan was found in a suitcase in Indiana. This image released by Indiana State Police shows the suitcase, the 5-year-old body.
So, ma'am, you want us to believe that you executed a demon in a physical body avatar by killing it. Y'all.
Cario Amar Jordan was found and stuffed inside on April 16, 2022, according to Indiana State Police. The man told investigators he opened the suitcase and found a pillow with a black trash bag inside. He made the horrifying discovery after ripping the bag open. A man who was mushroom hunting on the property found the suitcase on Holder Road in Washington County, Indiana. That same day, investigators said the Dodge Challenger, registered to Anderson, was captured driving on Interstate 65 from Indiana to Kentucky at about 8:16.
We are dealing with the death of a young man who was discovered Saturday evening. We had a news conference yesterday asking for the public's help so we could identify this child. And right now that is the number one point of this investigation, to find out who this child is. At this point, we still do not have that information. So despite the numerous news articles and TV coverage and social media posts, we don't have that answer. And that is our number one goal at this point, is to find out the identity and the name of this child. And he deserves, to be heard. So that's what we're asking the public's help. We're continuing to ask for the public's help to keep this at the forefront so that we can get that call. Obviously, this is a 5 to 8 year old young man. Somebody was taking care of him. He was in somebody's custody and care for his daily needs and for support. And we still haven't received any information about a child that's missing that hasn't been accounted for that would match his description. So we're asking for the public's help again to keep this going. Somebody out there either knows and isn't saying something, or just hasn't had the opportunity to see this in the media yet, and they don't know that they need to call somebody.
On April 19, 2022, an autopsy was conducted on the boy's body. The kid autopsy wasn't in the affidavit, but police claim it was from electric light. Almost 2 months later, and nobody has claimed the kid. And on June 1st, 2022, a funeral for the unidentified child was held, thanks to the great public citizens of Indiana.
A boy found dead in southern Indiana remains
Hey,
nameless.
family, I
The
need some
story
help.
And the
I need
suitcase
some help
he was
with this
found
story.
in have
We need to
gained
post the
national
story.
attention.
We need to
Hundreds
find
of tips
her.
submitted, and still
We need to find
no
her.
answers. Except for one. We
Okay.
now know how the boy.
I have the story up on my YouTube channel.
This time, there's
Go
no
over there and
evidence
watch it.
that leads
It'll give you the
investigators to
full
believe that
details.
he was alive when he went into this case.
Sergeant Kerry Holt says investigators got the
She
autopsy
killed a
and
5-year-old
toxicology
family and put him in a
reports on May
suitcase,
20th.
and she
7
claims
days
to be
later, they share this
exorcising
unnamed
the
boy
demon in
died
him.
from an electrolyte imbalance.
We need to know where
Most
she
likely
at.
due to
She claims she's going to do a podcast and a
which
book.
in common language
I want
term would
them
be
proceeds to
vomiting
go
and
to the
diarrhea,
federal
and that would
penitentiary
result
wherever
in
she's going.
dehydration.
I
Fatal
want her found.
dehydration. And he says the toxicology
Okay.
report found nothing significant. But as this search continues, we know police are able to release a composite or photo of the boy and have chosen not to.
The description of this boy could apply to so many people. Why not release a rendering?
I'm ending this
or
video
what
right here.
clothes the child was wearing?
Right, and that's been discussed, but again, the main thing is if somebody knows of a black child who fits this description that's missing, they need to give the call. Having a picture
I'm going to let it finish. I'll be back.
make somebody all of a sudden recall, oh, that child. If they know of a black child who's missing,
But what if they wouldn't know the child is missing, but they could recognize the child?
well, again, there's many different reasons, but sometimes, diagrams, drawings, sometimes those renderings can lead to misconceptions as well. So it can open up a Pandora's box of people saying, well, I thought it was this child, when possibly not. So at this time, they feel it's in the best interest of the case not to do that.
Meanwhile, the man who found this boy, Jeff Meredith, is in agony, knowing he was one of the last people to see this child's face.
When I first saw that little feller, immediately I felt that he was telling me, help me. I need help.
The Washington County Sheriff's Office is holding a memorial service for the little boy. The community is invited to honor him next Wednesday, June 1st at 11 in the morning.
And on June 29, 2022, fingerprints on the suitcase had matched the mother, DeJuan Ludi Anderson. Now having a possible ID and locating where the mother was from, the police in Indiana reached out to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which obtained the child's birth certificate and showed you he was born on the Northside Hospital. And the person, DeJuan Anderson, they found on the fingerprints was his mother according to this date. But also, on those fingerprints, another identity here came up. It was the young lady who we talked about in the beginning of the video. Dawn Elaine Coleman was the other identity that was on that suitcase. 2 warrants were issued for both people arrested.
Freeze new details today about the case of the little boy's body found in a suitcase in rural Washington County, Indiana. Indiana State Police announcing Cairo Amar Jordan was the boy found back in April. In a news conference earlier this morning, ISP detailed how they identified the boy in the suitcase and, more importantly, the main suspects in the case, including his mother. On April 16th of this year, a mushroom hunter came across this suitcase on an isolated road in Washington County, Indiana. When officers responded, they found a young black child inside with no visible cause of death. For months, there were no witnesses or family members who came forward to claim the boy, and no matches to any missing children. Police took in thousands of tips, but they led to nothing. Then, finally, a match with the fingerprints on trash bags found inside the suitcase, leading police to 2 suspects. Today, that break in the case, ISP identifying 2 women, one of whom is in custody, the other is still on the run. Tom Lally joins us from Salem this evening. Tom.
Grace, I want to put this little boy's death into perspective with what it meant here in the community. And I want to show you his grave. It is surrounded by flowers and toys. These weren't left behind after we learned this boy's name. They were when he was laid to rest just a short while ago here by the community. This headstone partially funded.
Family, I'm ending this video. If you want to see the rest of it, you know where to go. Peace and power to you. Help me find her.